Introduction to Pashto Past Potential, prepared and presented by Nakibullah Latifi. The potential form demonstrates the ability or inability to execute an action. For example, Ma futbal kawalai swai. I could play soccer. It is also used to express that something was possible. For example, Shorwa panim saat ki pakhedai swa. Soup could be cooked in half an hour. In Pashto, the ability to do a certain action is expressed by conjugating the verb, rather than adding a word such as the words can or able to, as in the case of English. For example, Ma kar kawalai swai. I could work. In this sentence, kawalai swai is the verb and therefore it is conjugated as in the potential form. The potential form, like other verb forms, has the imperfective aspect as well as the perfective aspect. The imperfective aspect is used for general ability in the past or an ability that existed for a very long time. For example, Ma motor chalawalai swai. I could drive a car. However, the perfective aspect is used when we talk about one special occasion or event in the past. For example, Ma motor wa chalawalai swai. I was able to drive a car. If we carefully study these two examples, we will notice that the imperfective aspect reflects an ability that I could drive a car. It does not indicate whether the action was completed. However, the perfective aspects, I was able to drive a car, shows that the action was completed. It is also okay to use could not or was not or were not able to for negative statements for both single events and a long period of time in the past. For example, Ma motor chalawalai naswai. I could not drive a car versus Ma motor wanaswai chalawalai. I was not able to drive a car. In order to compose the potential form of the verb, we must take the following steps. Add alap and ye to the imperfective or perfective verb stem. For example, likal becomes likalai or wilikalai. Then add swell or shwell and then we get likalai swell or wilikalai swell. Lastly, drop the lam part of swell or shwell and then add verb personal ending based upon the subject or object depending on verb transitivity. For example, likalai swai or walikalai swai. In this case, I added the alap and ye as the personal ending, assuming that the object is masculine singular. The potential form can also be composed by dropping the lam from the verb stem. For example, number 1, Ma chark pakhawalai swai versus Ma chark pakhawai swai. Number 2, Mini raksha chalawalai swa versus Mini raksha chalawai swa. Now I'm going to show you how the potential verbs are composed from transitive verbs and used in sentences. For example, imperfective. ما مقاله لیکلای سوه. I could write an essay. In this example, the verb ending is placed based upon makala, which is feminine singular. The negative statement is ma makala likalai naswa or ma makala naswa likalai. I could not write an essay. The perfective example. Ma makala walikalai swa. I was able to write an essay. The negative statement is ma makala wanalikalai swa or ma makala wanaswa likalai. I was not able to write an essay. Put it into practice. Pause the video. Write the correct form of the verbs for the given sentences. When you are done, play the video and compare your work with the key in the next slide. Now let's learn how to compose the potential form from intransitive verbs and use in sentences. For example, imperfective. زه په خیمه کې اوسېدلی سوم. I could live in a tent. Since اوسېدل is intransitive verb, therefore the personal ending is based upon the subject, which is the. And the negative statement is زه په خیمه کې اوسېدلی نسوم or زه په خیمه کې نسوم اوسېدلی. I could not live in a tent. The perfective example. زه په خیمه کې واوسېدلی سوم. I was able to live in a tent. And the negative statement is زه په خیمه کې ونه اوسېدلی سوم or زه په خیمه کې ونه سوم اوسېدلی. I was not able to live in a tent. Please bear in mind that noun plus kedal verbs as well as adjective plus kedal or yedal verbs doesn't have the perfective form. For example, imperfective. لوبه په نیم ساعت کې کېدلی سوه. Game could be played in half an hour. But this sentence cannot be changed to the perfective form. Put it into practice. Pause the video. Write the correct form of the verbs for the given sentences. When you are done, play the video and compare your work with the key in the next slide. The use of kawalai swai or wakrai swai. Please note that recently a new verb form, literally translated from the English I could or I was able to, has made its way to the language of some Pashtuns. For example, imperfective. ما کولای سوای چې په خیمه کې واوسېږم. Perfective. ما وکړای سوای چې په خیمه کې واوسېږم. These statements can be replaced by shorter and more authentic ones. For example, imperfective. زه په خیمه کې اوسېدلی سوم. Perfective. زه په خیمه کې واوسېدلی سوم. For questions or comments, please email me at nakiblatifi@hotmail.com. Please like and subscribe to my video channel for more updated grammar tutorials. Thank you.